Welcome back to the Falcon 64 project. Today we're going to be rebuilding the pinion. So let's start off with the what we got going on here. I got the pinion all powder coated. There's the housing. There's the pinion housing. There's the yoke. And we are going to be putting in the races. So let me grab the races and I'll bring you back when we start with that. All right, everyone. For this, you're gonna need the pinion housing. You're gonna need the race. You're going to need a driver of the correct size and a little oil. Give you a good view here what's going on. First, I'm just going to take a little oil. You always want to do these on wet or lubricated surfaces here. So you're just going to put a little oil in where the race is going to go, and then a little oil around the race itself. Now I did put these races in the freezer, and then you just tap them in place. Nice and easy. There you go. So I sat there and put these races in the freezer in an effort to get them a little smaller so they drive right on in there easily. And I have to say, this was a very easy race to install for that reason. Now I'm gonna go get the other one and I'll be right back. So just got this race out of the freezer. Now I'm just going to pull up the outer edge of this. Now with these races, you want to make sure that they start off nice and square in the bore. Yeah. All right, now you can see that they're all the way up. And the passage. where they belong, all the way up against that wall. You can see that the bearing's flush here. And it's perfectly around all the way there. If you look through the backside, you can tell it's up against this wall all the way in there. So that's how they're supposed to be properly seated in the pinion housing. Next, I'll bring you back when I start putting the bearings on the pinion itself. Okay, everyone. So for this, for putting the bearing on the pinion shaft, I got the bearing, of course, and then I have a punch, or a punch. I am since I don't have a press, I am going to use the punch to knock it down over. I'm gonna go to side on that. Alright everyone, just showing you my progress. I will tell you, this is a long process. If I would have known it was going to take me this long, I got about an hour in it and I got it here. I probably still got another 20-30 minutes. Taking a little break right now because my hands and arms are getting tired trying to hold the punch and everything else. So if I was you, I'd get it pressed on. Anyways, I'll bring you back once I got it seated, or real close to seated. Alright everyone, finally got it seated down to where it's supposed to be. And we're ready to start putting it together. So, next is the pinion housing. Next would be the collapsible spacer washer. Sits the tension. Next would be the next bearing. Right. And here we use the yoke along with the old nut. So we'll give this a couple tacks. Yeah, we got the nut on there. Dry. What I'm gonna have to do here is relocate this. Alright everybody, I got the preload set on the Pinion. Everything I've looked at, it's between 17 and 27 inch-pounds. So we're sitting right at 22, something like that. Anyway, so what we're going to be doing now is putting the Pinion seal in here and then retightening it back. So here I'm just adding a little extra hook around it. There we go. Slide this right on down. Put it back on that. Here I'm just gonna tap it into place. Basically, you want to get it nice and flush all the way around. Just like so. Now next is back with the yoke. At first you want to sit there and you want to take a little grease. You just want to lube up that seal. And you want to lube up we want to get the new nut. Start threading it on there. Alright, now it's time to move it back down. We're getting some oomph on it. Big breaker bar on here. I will say this much for it, boy, it's a lot easier now after it's already been torqued down. That was up. Say this much for it, it was a pain in the butt to pull it tight. Good morning everybody, and welcome back to the Falcon 64 project. Welcome back to the second part of the third member build of the 8-inch rear end for this Falcon 64. Today we are putting together the pinion into the third member housing and putting the posi into the third member housing, hopefully finishing up the third member. So we're going to start off with the pinion and get it mounted in there, and then we'll start working on the posi. So I started off measuring the shim that was in the original open differential pinion, and it was right at 14. So hope you can see that there. Anyways, so it was right at 14, and what I decided to do is go 4 up, since I'm going to a lower pinion. So I should be right around 18. One of these is I'm right at 19. So 19 and a half. That's about as close as I was wanting to go 4 up. And each one of these, one is a 7 individually. One of these is a 9. And the other one is, I want to say 10. Tight 10 and a half. So, and then the other two that came with the kit, one is a 5, and the other one is a 7. So anyways, I decided to go with the 19, 2 of them together. So bring you back over here to the pinion, and how I'm gonna start this is the gloves on, of course. Tools ready. So to start this, I got to get the O-ring onto the housing. First, I'm going to start off some grease. Just kind of lubricate around the housing so it slides in nicely. And also around my rubber seal. So it stays lubricated. You want it lubricated so when you're pushing it down into the housing, this is going to be a tight fit. So we don't want to cut it, nick it, anything, because it would cause a leak. And then this pops right on up into the loop. Next, we'll be taking a little grease and putting it inside the housing. Get your shims on. And lined up. bolts. Back over here. There we go. That took a minute. All right. All right, everyone. I got the preload set. Got seal in. She's all ready to go. All I need to do is put the rubber seal in. But first, we're gonna put the pinion bearing in. I got that right here. So it goes right in here. And I got a 22mm socket that I'm gonna use for that, along with the my driver I got, my 1/2-inch drive. First, I want to oil this a little bit and oil that hole. again, you want to lube everything up before you do sinking stuff in there. Hi everyone, I just want to let you know that I lost the video to the ending of this. Anyways, I just finished driving it in with that 22mm socket, and then the retaining clip goes right on top of that. It has the teeth that point up towards you, and I just used the same socket to complete that.